Okay, so I got the case off. So this is the condenser, or I'm sorry, the evaporator. You notice how the evaporator has bigger coils than the condenser? Okay, so what happens with the Freon, just so you can understand how it works. The compressor, which is the heavy part, which is why I always put it down so when I spray them out. The compressor moves the liquid, moves the Freon between the evaporator and the condenser. When Freon is allowed more room, when it's pushed through the evaporator, when it turns from a liquid to a gas, it gets cold. The bigger tubes allow it to evaporate, hence evaporator, and turn from a liquid to a gas, and when that happens, it gets cold. When it pushes it through the condenser, which is these little coils, it turns from a gas to a liquid, and it gets hot. So that's just breakdown of how the Freon works. Okay, so what happens is, see all this shit in there? I've already sprayed it with some soap and a hose a little bit, but normally there's a part on top of this that I already stuck in some bleach because all this black mold isn't good for you, and I like to soak these pieces, which they float. So if you soak them in some bleach water when you disassemble yours, you need to put like some concrete blocks or something on them, but you gotta be careful not to break them because that's this fan in here sucks the air from this part, which is dirty and I have to clean, sucks it in here, and then it blows it out the top to cool your room. The back part has no kind of insulator on it like the front because it's not made for that, but it does work the same. But you see all these leaves and stuff, this is from the tree, that tree dropping stuff on it, and it sucks it in. And not only that, but because it can't drain right and everything, so this fan spits that water up when the evaporator, because this will frost up. This will actually get frosty ice, and you won't be able to see it because it's behind all the coating. What happens though is when it drains, because it has to drain for that fan not to freeze up, because sometimes water will get in there. In this back part here, and it'll freeze up and it'll keep that fan from moving. And you'll think, well, my air conditioner's not working. Well, it is. It's just the fan's not moving to blow the air. So when that evaporates and you see that water coming off, it needs holes back here. And if you drill them in the bottom, I use my grinder. Don't go through these coils. If you make any kind of nick in these coils at all, you've lost all your Freon, every bit of it. Evaporate in the atmosphere, and that's what they were talking about, the greenhouse gases and the effect of global warming and things like that. So you need to be careful to keep the Freon in the machine. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out all the shit that keeps my fan from spinning. That's going to help it operate about 1,000 times better. I'm going to make sure that there's proper holes, and when you turn it into air conditioner / heater, when this part's sticking out the window, you're going to have water draining out of it. When this part's sticking out the window, which I got to figure out how to defrost it for the fan to keep moving, which I was thinking about maybe when I use it as a heater, just taking that fan off, that way I don't have a problem during winter when I use it just this side as a heater. But you got to make sure to have the holes in the bottom so to drain. You got to have holes on each side, that way if this one's sticking out the window, when it defrosts, your water's going out that side. When it defrosts, your water's coming out this side. So I'm going to put holes on each side, and when I install it back in my window, I'm going to tilt it just a little bit. That way when it evaporates, the holes aren't putting water on my floor. It's putting water out the window. So when I install this side as the air conditioner, I'm going to have it leaning out, and the water's going to come out this way. And when I install it this way, I'm going to have that side leaning down a little bit. That way the water comes out that way. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm going to post this on YouTube and you can ask questions.